Hey folks, it's your Canadian Info Warrior back at you again for another week. So what's shaking? What's hopping? Today's shirt of the day is an old one from ThinkGeek. This is the pi symbol obviously, but if you zoom in on it, which I can't really zoom in that tight, but starting from up here, over here, it's actually pi. The numbers of pi make up the image, and it's somewhere around 4,300 decimal places. So I thought that was kind of cool, so I bought it because I'm a nerd. So I had this whole rant that I was going to come on here and talk about. It was in my head last night when I went to bed, and I should have made notes, but I didn't. And now I've completely forgotten what it was all about. C'est la vie, as we say on Earth. So, what's new in your world? Get down there in the comments section and tell me something. Gary's pulling a lot of weight here. Y'all ain't doing your fair share. So what's happening in my world? Well, so I told you last week I scuffed my truck. I haven't done anything worse since then. And I haven't done anything to fix it since then. Well, I've made some inquiries. My cousin's husband works in a body shop, and he's not actually a body man, but he knows enough that he's able to help the guys out from time to time. And I think he did most of the body work on his own 60s project truck. So, he knows a little bit, and he came over and took a look at the scratch, and he said it's really deep. He doesn't think it'll buff out, but I look at it, and when I run my nail across it, it feels like it's raised, not deep. It feels like it's paint from the pole has transferred to my truck. And I think it will buff out or even just wipe off with some acetone. I'm thinking about just going and buying a can of acetone and trying to wipe it off myself. You got to be really careful with acetone, though, because you don't want it to eat your paint. You don't want it to eat through your clear coat or anything. So I'm kind of hesitant on going that route. But he's going to be out of town, I think, this weekend. And next weekend, he said I can bring the truck over to their place, and he'll try buffing it out and see how it looks and see what he can do with it. I was really hoping it would buff out and that I wouldn't need to try to color match it because, the truck's 2 years old. It's going to be impossible to perfectly color match it, and now it's permanently marred if that's the case. So I'm not happy with that because that's going to decrease my trade-in value when the time comes. Thankfully, there's no dent, but still, it is going to decrease my trade-in value. So that kind of sucks. What else? I bought a new bed this week. Nice hit on my credit card, but it had to be done. I was on the old bed. I was waking up like every 2 hours with back pain, and it was lower right, and I sleep on my right side. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but the bed was not very supportive. I've had it for 5 years, and it was only like a medium support bed anyway. Medium firmness, I mean. So I bought a new one, and it's quite firm. And I find that I am sleeping better on it, but I'm still getting that back pain every now and then. If I sleep on, I'm sleeping on my right side, sometimes I'll wake up, and I don't wake up from pain, but I wake up, I guess, just because I'm uncomfortable. But the thing is, when I wake up, I'm not on my right side anymore. I'm laying on my back. And so maybe I'm snoring myself awake. And then I go to turn back to my right side, and when I turn, that's when I'll feel the pain in the lower back. So I got to talk to my doctor about that and see if he thinks it's anything to worry about or anything that something can be done about. I don't know. I doubt it. It's probably just something I got to live with. But I think the new bed is helping. I think it is. So I already uploaded a video on the Canuckistan Reacts channel. So that's there for you to go and check out. This week's choice was a video of John Pinette's stand-up comedy at the Montreal Comedy Festival, Just for Laughs. So it was a good funny one. I was looking for something to do a reaction to. And it was either gun content, because I've watched a bit of it, or it was those videos that you see where it says try not to laugh, funny compilation, and I don't want to do those. And especially, one thing I don't like about those is that it's like 1 or 2 seconds. Each clip is 1 or 2 seconds, and then it's on to the next, and sometimes you don't even know what's going on. A lot of times it isn't even funny. So I didn't want to do that to you. That's not my cup of tea. Sometimes they are funny to watch, but I wouldn't want to build a reaction video around them. Did I tell you I got a new printer? That was last week. I think I told you that. Yeah, I told you that. And it's lavender. I'm special. Oh, 2 more weeks and I'm off for a whole 10 days. That's going to be nice. It's been really good the last couple of weeks too. I've been seeing some really good totals. Just to give a perspective, I think I've mentioned it in another video, but on average, most of us try to shoot for about 550 a night. And there are those who will lie about it and tell you that they're doing 700 or 800 every night. But I'm sure they are just lying. They're either full of shit or they're taking everybody the long way, but I still don't even think that's possible. I think they're just full of shit. Because they never show you their trip cards when they say it. You know, they drop it in the safe and then they tell you how much they made. But I think a reasonable expectation for most drivers is 550 a night, especially on night shift. Day shift maybe even, I think that's high. But on night shift, I think 550 is reasonable. And I've had quite a few nights in the last couple of months that have been 650, 680, 700. Last night wasn't so good. It was a quiet one. But the night before, I did 800. And the night before that, I did 650 or 660, something like that. And Sunday, I did around the same. So, going to be some good paychecks for a while as long as this keeps up. Unfortunately, the part of the reason why we're doing so well is because we're short-staffed. Which, it's a good thing on my paycheck, but it's a bad thing for the company's image because we're late a lot. People are waiting for cabs longer than they should be. And so if the boss were able to hire, say, 6 or 7 more drivers, he would put them all on night shift if he could. And then that would thin it out for the rest of us. We'd be back to making maybe 550 or 600 a day instead of seeing 7 and 800. There was a time when seeing 800 meant you were working New Year's Eve or Halloween. But lately, it's been a little more common to get 700 or 800. So now, mind you, I haven't seen an $800 night in quite some time, but I'm getting these high 6s and close to 7s, and that's those are good totals to be doing. But again, if we hire more drivers, it's going to thin it out, and we're going to be looking at less money each. But it's actually good for the company image because cabs will be showing up to people's doors more quickly than we are right now. So what do? It's kind of a toss-up, right? You got to have a better company image than what you have when you're short-staffed. However, on the flip side of that, it's really hard to find drivers, so we're probably going to stay short-staffed for quite a while. Ah, well. It is what it is, right, Gary? Yeah. I still wish I could remember what my rant was from last night because it was a good one. But I can't remember. If I do remember, you'll get a bonus video this week. But for now, we're hitting the 12-minute mark here, so I guess we'll wrap it up at that. And God's willing and Daffy Duck willing, we'll see y'all next week.